In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a new feature in Cloud Access Manager 8.1, which is basically doing multi-factor authentication, but through Defender as a service. This is a new offering, and I think it's a pretty good one for people that don't want to have an on-base or an on-premise multi-factor solution. With this, you use Cloud Access Manager, and it makes its multi-factor authentication calls out to the cloud. So let's see it in action first. The easiest way to do that is to hit an application that's already been configured for multi-factor authentication in Cloud Access Manager. I've already got this set up, so let's log in and take a look. Now the first thing you're going to notice when we get in here is that the UI for a multi-factor challenge is basically changed. I have an opportunity to enter a code from my mobile phone application, or I have push options available to me, like send an SMS, make a phone call, etc. And I think what we're going to do for this demo is actually send an SMS and take a look at my phone and what it looks like when we do that. So I'm going to hit the button. We'll minimize this. Go over to my phone. And there's the message up at the top. So I'll click on that. We'll take a look at the code, 2045740. And sure enough, it allows us in right away. Let's take another look at doing this, but this time through the voice, which is, again, kind of hard to show in a recorded video, but I think it still might be fun to listen to. So let's click on this again. We're going to log in with a fresh session. This way we can be sure that I'll be prompted for multi-factor tokens again, right? We're going to hit the basic auth, and this time I'm going to say, give me a phone call. So let's go ahead and minimize, bring this up. There's my phone ringing. See if I can put it on speaker.
Hi, this is JC Subscription. If you are expecting this call, please press 1.
All right.
Your token is 1 4 4 2 6 0 2 again.
All right, that should be enough to do it. Let's see. And again, that works just fine. So the notion here is that we don't always want to carry key fobs in our hands. We don't always want to have a message sent through SMS. This way you could even have a phone call made to your desk phone. Right? It's a neat feature that's now available to us. So how do you set it up? Well, to begin, we're going to go to the Defender dashboard in the cloud. So here we are in the Defender dashboard, and we can see that, I see some information about the users that have connected recently, the calls that have been made, SMS messages made, and this is basically for October. As you can see, I haven't been too busy in my lab environment in October. Oh, it just changed. There was another authentication that came through. So we're seeing the screen update in real time. That's pretty cool. So how is this actually configured? Basically, once you get your subscription, you simply go and grab your subscription key out of this box. Now right there is where your subscription key is going to be. Of course, in this video I've blurred it to protect certain private information from my account. Take that key, copy it, and go back into Cloud Access Manager where you can configure Defender as a service. Let's take a look at that. So here we're going to log in as the administrator. Let's go full screen. We're going to go into Authenticators and pick this one right here. This is where I have it configured. Go to two-factor authentication, and here's where you see your choice. Again, we've kind of blurred out the API key, but basically I've made the choice right here. It says use two-factor authentication for specific applications. Again, that's a standard feature in Cloud Access Manager. We have choices here. Don't use two-factor. Use it for specific applications. Use it for all applications or external users only. And again, we're not showing this in the context of the Security Analytics Engine. All of this still works with the Security Analytics Engine. It's just a different paradigm. And if you want to see how that works, how we do multi-factor or step-up authentication within the context of a risk engine, go check out that video. Finally, after we make our choice, we simply choose, do we want to use a Radius server like Defender, Smart Card or X509 certificates, or do we want to use Defender as a service? Then simply put in your API key and tell me which field in your directory should I be looking for the person's phone number. Now this is an important feature. you don't actually prompt the user, which phone do you want me to send a challenge to? Because an attacker will basically say, well, send it to my cell phone. So we're assuming that in your directory, you have a value that we can look at, right? And we can basically say, this is the number I'm going to choose. And that's the number we send out to our cloud service to do a prompt, basically. Once you've configured this stuff, you just say finish, and you're good to go. Remember, though, that multi-factor configurations are done per authenticator. Each authenticator in Cloud Access Manager could have a different multi-factor solution. So for instance, the one I have here doesn't have anything configured. If we go to two-factor, there's nothing there, right? So again, to turn this on, just simply choose multi-factors enabled, tell it you're going to use Defender as a service, put in your API key, tell me which attribute you want to use, and simply click finish. And again, you're ready to go. Now, as a reminder, how do we actually configure that for an individual application? It's pretty simple. If you've made the choice where this is done for specific applications, let's just hit cancel, then what you're going to want to do after that is go over to your application list, find the application you want to configure for multi-factor. Let's take this one here, form fill. Once you're in the wizard, go over to two-factor authentication and just simply say, this application uses multi-factor authentication. That's all you need to do. Now, anytime a user attaches to this application, they're going to get prompted for that multi-factor challenge. So one more thing before we leave. Let's go back to the dashboard and see how you can custom design the UI for the token generator on a mobile phone. So over here, just simply go over to Settings, go to Token UI, and basically you're given a screen. Now here you can change the colors, you can upload logos, etc. So if you are using from the App Store the token generator, this is how you custom design the UI. So again, I can come in here and I can change colors around. Maybe we want to change our background color or change the color of the code, etc. We want to change the menu logo or the main logo, etc. You can make all those changes here, and when you click Save, those changes are going to be propagated to all the users that have the mobile client. So it's pretty simple. Again, let's review the process. You get a subscription to Defender as a service. On the dashboard, you grab the subscription key. You copy the subscription key over to Cloud Access Manager, and then just simply activate multi-factor authentication in whatever fashion you choose. One more thing. You might want to know who's hitting your system for multi-factor challenges. Now we can do this in two different ways. We can go over to Cloud Access Manager and just simply see how many multi-factor challenges have been generated, how many have successfully passed that challenge, and how many have failed. The other thing you can do is go to the Defender dashboard and simply go into logs. And I've currently got a filter that shows me all the attempts from September 1st to November 5th. Now what I'm showing here is essentially all of me attaching, because I'm the only user in this environment. But as you can see, it's pretty easy to go through here and see when a particular user with their email has attached, which phone number was used, and the time that those challenges were done. And of course, if you have an audit requirement, you can simply export to CSV, and you can download the file to your local machine. And that concludes this brief demo walkthrough of using Defender as a service through Cloud Access Manager.